Peace, man. You're tuned into another episode of the Black Ball Sports Podcast. Early Friday,
Yeah, man.
December the 19th, man, on the precipice of a big game tomorrow. Doesn't mean a lot. Maybe it does, because this is deemed the, what your coach call it? The NFC.
The playoffs is what he's saying. NFC tournament, that bullshit.
Hey, whatever to get him motivated, right?
That's all he's doing. I mean, it sounds corny to us, but he's trying to motivate his team in a real shitty year. So I ain't mad at it, but the fans aren't looking at it as no fucking tournament. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So let's before we actually get into that, let's talk about the game last night.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch it?
I watched all the way up to about. I seen where the Rams missed a field goal, but with about a minute left in the fourth quarter, and I fell asleep. I ain't gonna lie to you, but the game was ridiculous.
Yeah. I was watching it. I thought it was over when it was like 30-15.
Yeah.
But then I went away for a minute and I came back out. I'm like, hold on, they scored? Rashid Shaheed.
That's exactly what I said, bro. I said the same shit. I went and jumped in the shower. It was 30-15. I jumped in the shower. It was 30-22 with the ball. I was like, what the fuck?
And then I'm like, damn, momentum switch. It takes one play in football, yo.
Mm-hmm.
And the momentum flipped. I'm like, all right, if they can ride this shit. And they rode it. And it's almost like, the Rams, they played us the same way. They got to a big lead. They let us get back in the game with one play. And that's why it's hard, man, to keep leads in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get out on a team like that, and the Rams are seeing it firsthand. But, gutsy win for Seattle. It puts them in position to be the number one seed. I still think the Rams are the best team probably in the NFL, definitely in the NFC at this point. But it's going to be interesting going down the stretch for sure.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. I still think the Rams are the cream of the crop, but you can't take anything away from Seattle, and it makes things very interesting. Now, their quarterback is one that you could still look at and go, that's not a man that you are afraid of going into the playoffs, thinking that, okay, he's not on a Matt Stafford level of fear when it comes to other NFC teams. But that stadium and that crowd is. You know what I mean? You would much rather play in SoFi than play in Seattle, because that crowd and that momentum is something different out there. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I don't know the remaining schedule of the two players, but the two teams, but when you looked at that game yesterday, what that reminded me of is that's what tomorrow was supposed to be. That's what the heavyweight fight that the NFL set up between the Commanders and the Eagles. It was supposed to be a fight for first place in the NFC East, possible position in the NFC, playoff implications on the line. That environment is what was supposed to be yesterday, and it's going to be terribly disappointing because of the play of us, to be perfectly honest with you. But that had a big game, heavyweight fight feel. The crowd got back into it. It was an awesome game to watch. I was dog shit tired, so I didn't get to see the rest of it. But good job for Seattle, man. I don't know if they got the quarterback to do it, but the defense they got, the coaching staff, and they got the environment to go out there and maybe shock some people. We'll see.
But even the defense, then the guy threw like 500 yards. That shit's crazy.
Right.
I never see receivers. Puka was open like it was college football.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Crazy. But the schedule going down the stretch definitely favors the Rams. They got like the Cardinals. I think the Falcons.
Oh shit. Okay.
In Seattle, I think they got a couple tough games.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, they still in the driver's seat. No, Sam Darnold doesn't scare anybody. You see, he'll give you the football.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick a team, it would be Seattle to play. If I'm, another team, like the Eagles.
The team you would want to play.
Yeah, Seattle for sure over the Rams. Maybe not in Seattle, but look like it's going to be that way. But even in Seattle, much rather have them in Philly, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that we could definitely beat them in Philly. But Seattle with that crowd, I think we'll make a lot of mistakes. With that crowd noise, you tend to make a lot more mistakes.
Yeah, it's different.
False starts. Yeah, so but it just goes to show you that it's wide open. Any team, I think whoever's playing the best is going to be able to I think win in those games. So we shall see going forward. But for the Eagles, we got to take care of business, man, and talk about this upcoming game, because we got to really start getting playoff ready. And the Eagles do have a lot of playoff experience compared to the other teams.
Yeah.
To maybe outside the Rams, they got some experience too. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But let's get to this game. Tomorrow's going down 5 p.m. Don't really like the timing, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I didn't like that Black Friday 3:00 time. That was just awkward, especially on a Friday.
Weird, yeah.
That was weird. But nevertheless, we going down to Landover. The Eagles looking for a W to get things wrapped up in the NFC East and look forward, to obviously, I'm going into the playoffs. But for the Commanders, man, well, what's how are their spirits heading into this game?
The team, okay, I'll go team wise and then I'll go fan wise, right? So the team is not giving up on the coach. The team is not giving up on the coaching staff. We got a good culture in DC. We got a good culture in the locker room, even though unfortunately the record isn't inducive of what we really got going on in there. So they're going to come out. They're going to play tough. They're going to play hard. I think they'll play spirited. I think it'll be a competitive game. And I think they're going to go out there and try to do what they got to do to win the game, because obviously the coach and the mantra, they want to go out and win games. When you look at what we're putting on the field, Laramie Tunsil's out. He's out right now. I don't think the injury's serious, but it was serious enough for him to sit down. He hasn't sat down all year. He's a warrior. So that's a big deal. We don't have our quarterback. Our defense is shredded. Our secondary is shredded. I think this is a must-win game for Philly, because you guys are trying to head into the playoffs. And I think you guys, as painful it is to say, because I'm torn right now. I'm to talk about the fans. I'm torn because I want to win the game, right? I don't never want to play an NFC East team and lose that game, because no matter what the records are, you still got, and bragging rights are a little different, obviously, because of what happened in the championship last year. But you still want to go into next year knowing that, okay, we had a good divisional record. We beat this team, that team, that team. Don't know if that's going to happen this year. But then on another end, because I've been sitting here barking for the last 3 or 4 weeks how I'm not paying attention to the draft. Well, oh God, that has changed now.
Hell yeah.
That has changed now. I'm definitely got my eye on the draft. There's some blue chip talent at the top end of that draft, and very big needs of us. Edge rusher, corner, wide receiver, things that we need. They're sitting there at the top of the draft. So I'm sitting here like, I don't want to act as if this is a win-win, because it's not. If we lose, I'll be pissed. But I think come March, April, I won't be as mad as if we take a loss tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, yeah, I'll be happy, because I always want to beat the Eagles. But how happy will I be in March or April? So it just sucks to be in this position, man. I'm going to watch it. Hopefully I watch a team that goes out there and competes. Hopefully we can steal and win. I don't expect it. And if we don't, then it'll feel much better in March and April is where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think this game will come down to what the Eagles offense does. Our defense has proven, on the week we can hang with the big dogs, except for a few games here or there. But if the Eagles offense don't come to play, it's probably be a close game.
Yeah.
I think I'll be able to move the ball fairly easy. It depends on what team shows up for the Eagles at the end of the day. We could be shut down on defense, or we can get gashed. Hopefully we could bring the shutdown version. And last week was a momentum, but they were saying that y'all defense is ranked worse than the Raiders. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But y'all lost a lot. Y'all don't have nobody really, especially on that back end. There's nobody there.
No, this is done.
So if we can't take advantage of this, I think it's alarming. No pass rush, no real corners, no real safeties like that. If you let these boys come out here and keep it a close game, I think that's alarming for the Eagles, in my opinion. Alarming.
I'm sitting here really, I'm sitting here thinking about it long and hard on how we would stop you. Like, okay, we got a young boy in Drake Jackson, who's a second-round pick. He's been injury prone. He's making his first start tomorrow. A lot of people were excited because he's a young talent, but it's so unproven. We don't know what he's going to do. Jalen Hurts could sit back there and have 10 seconds to throw the ball. You know what I mean? And if that's the case, we're going to get picked apart. But I don't see a realistic pathway to us to get a pass rush. I know Lane Johnson isn't going to play, which is a big deal, but we don't have a monster on that other side that's really going to threaten anybody that's going to be playing that right tackle position. So, man, it's just going to have to, we're going to have to win a nasty game.
Running the ball. I think running the ball is y'all path. Yeah.
Let me ask you that, because Jacory can run the rock. He has dealt with some fumbling issues, but the kid is talented. He's explosive. Chris Rodriguez is a machine. He can run a little bit. How do you think our running game fares against your defense, your run defense? How do you think that plays out?
Our defense is usually good on run defense. Usually it was a few games, maybe Chicago. That was our worst game. But I think we're gonna be overemphasized stopping the run. I feel like they feel like they can stop the run, they can win the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because of the quarterback.
Yeah, you
know what I mean. He's almost like, you would rather him. He can beat you with his arm, but you would rather him almost like you don't want him to beat you with his legs. Right. Marcus Mariota. So I just think stopping a run and running the ball is going to be the key. We want to get y'all on 38, 39s, stuff like that, so we can get at the pass rush tee off on you off the edges. with your tackles and whatnot. That's why I think it, comes down to, especially with Brandon Coleman playing on that side. He's not horrible, but yeah, he ain't Tunzel. Tunzel's not gonna let a lot of pressures in.
Yeah,
Tunzel's out, so that's the only path I kind of see. But yeah, our offense sometimes sputters. If we y'all get a couple turnovers, that too. A turnover.
We don't get those, so shit. I don't.
Right, you're right. So I mean, this the crowd probably won't be an issue. We know how that works. So we'll see, man. I think we'll know early on. This is the type of game where you got to put your foot in their neck and don't let them breathe. I think if we start giving y'all confidence, then y'all can stay in the game, then it's going to be a game. But if we come out early, maybe go up 10-14 and show y'all, look, y'all not winning this game, you better get ready to go wherever you're going to go, or, get ready for the draft, then it'll be over with, I think, early. You know what I mean? But, Marcus Mariota is more than capable. And Terry's out there, Debo's out there. So we're going to see.
Let me put something in hindsight for you, right? Because last week, I think what did we win? 29-22. And for those who watched the game and watched clips, you would think that Marcus Mariota played a good game, right? Like he did his thing. He went 10 for 19 in passing, bro. We completed 10 passes last week. 10. Wow. People were asking, why didn't we get Ben Sinnott? They were asking Cliff Kingsbury, why didn't we get Ben Sinnott more involved? Why didn't he get more looks? He said, well, we completed 10 fucking passes. How much production do you want to see our second-year tight end get when he completed 10 total passes? So when you say stop the run and allow Marcus, that's 100% what you have to do. 100%, because as good as Marcus plays, as well as he moves the offensive things, when you start looking at his stats at the end, them shit's a pedestrian, which is why his record is 1-5, 1-6 as a starter this year. It's not good. He's a phenomenal backup. You want him to come in backup duty. Jaden gets hurt for a quarter, have him come in and play. Jaden has to leave a game, come in and play. Maybe start next week, that type of shit. But when you got him ruling the helm, and now there's a blueprint, and it's always been a blueprint, but now that we've seen consistently throughout the year that, hey, man, you stop the run and make this dude throw. One, he will make a mistake or two and give you the rock back, point blank, period. And two, I mean, we got a little more receivers out there, but now it's really only Terry. Noah's out for the year again. You know what I mean? I think he should just go ahead and retire. Debo's slowing down. So stop the run, you win this game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't get more honest than that.
Yeah, man.
Because I think y'all ran the ball a lot last week from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of success. So I mean, you gotta want to do that if you're Cliff Kingsbury, because our corners are playing great right now. Cooper DeJean, he's probably one of the best slot corners in the league. The safeties are playing well. Marcus Epps came in and he played with us in that Super Bowl year. He's playing excellent right now. Blankenship is smart. What's the guy? Adoree Jackson is playing way like 10 times better. And Quinyon, I don't even throw to him like that. You know what I mean? So it's through the run game. If y'all can start running the ball, then it gets special for y'all. Like y'all got a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because some passes you can make, but it's just not going to be consistent, in my opinion.
And we got to establish that run to play. That we have to have a play action game. If you think he's going to get in the shotgun and drop back, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
And it starts with the run. We're going to have to run and then do that play action and then have him doing RPOs to kind of start getting some type of rhythm on offense, because even defensively, I would like to see our defense on the field as least as possible. Let's keep your offense, even though it's not been as potent as it has been throughout the years. It's kind of picked up last week. I would like to see us try to keep your defense your offense, and our defense off the field as much as possible. Because the more you guys are on the field offensively, the likelihood you got to score, because we don't have shit. So.
Yeah, and plus the players. Think about the players. Think about even Saquon. Like, not having the greatest year, but can pop it at any moment.
Right.
Let me read Quentin Fields. He puts, let's not forget that some folks from 2023 that probably want get back on Debo for all that talk and showing how he did the last time he played Philly. Yeah, that was a different team. Whatever the case may be, I'm sure Debo's gonna be motivated. But I like the matchup. If he's in the slot, I like Cooper DeJean against him. I think he'll make some plays. But Coop, he plays that slot like great, man. And so we'll see.
Now, I mean, Debo isn't a wide receiver that scares you with route running. He's not a wide receiver that scares you with nuance. He's a strong ass football player. When you get the ball in his hand in space, he'll make you pay. But how much space is he gonna have? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely read this comment. Quentin Fields. Let's not forget Oh, I already read that. I'm
Yeah, we
tripping.
read that. Yeah, you
Tripping.
good.
Let me play this real quick.
Yeah.
I want to ruffle your feathers a little bit. You probably didn't see this yet. Hold on, let me play this joint.
Daniels down, which is smart. Finally, you've done something useful for your team.
All right, let's
Take
replay.
Commanders
the
have
comment off,
Mariota.
so I can see who's talking.
Huh?
Take the comment down so I can see who's
Oh,
talking.
my bad. My bad. I meant to do that.
No, you good.
Can you see it now?
Yep, I got you.
All right, hold on.
The Commanders have Mariota. They've honestly sat Daniels down, which is smart. Finally, you've done something useful for your team and organization after you broke him already. You got Build-A-Bear out there at quarterback. You just keep throwing him out there behind that trash offensive line. Matter of fact, put him back on camera one. Let me tell you something. So, Commander fans, last year we tried to tell you that you lucked up going to that game, and you lucked up in the playoffs because everybody was injured. You walked your way into a championship game you didn't deserve or belong in, and you got dog walked. You got your ass kicked. And all offseason, you kept talking about your get back and what you were going to do and how great you were going to be. And guess what you forgot? You forgot that you're a poverty organization, and I know who your owner is. It's Harris, and he's a piece of trash. And he put your quarterback out there with a broken arm to get it broken again, and now look at your broke back mountain asses crying, thinking you're going to do something. You want to come and spoil the Eagles situation? That's all you could do. Because from now on, you're in RG3 land with this skinny kid. Maybe if his mom cock-blocked the coaches instead of all these women he's around, they'll protect this kid. But they won't, and that's what you get stuck with, and that's what you deserve, you punk Scooby McDoo Commandos. It sucks to be you.
Now, it's obviously, you know what I mean? It's a little satire there, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he meant it. But I don't think he's being malicious with it, in my opinion. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are I'm not arguing with a motherfucker that sounds like he's going to die in 2 weeks. He just sounds sick. He sounds like there's a lot of congestion. There's a lot of cholesterol going on up in there. He doesn't sound very healthy. Football seems to be all he has, so let him sit back on Saturday with 12 pounds of chips and fucking 3 cheesesteaks and enjoy his cholesterol-ridden life for the remainder of it, which probably be about the next 2 or 3 weeks. Shout out to that brother. Nah, man, he's just talking shit.
Yeah.
He talking shit. It's Philly versus Eagles. I mean, it's Eagles versus Commanders. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have a lot more shit talking going on because obviously it was a nice little rivalry that we had last year, and we thought we were going to establish something in the future. And this year we just didn't serve on that. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that people are counting Jaden out. I love the fact that people are calling him soft, and people like to ride with this RG3 bullshit ass narrative when the kid has never been on IR. Yeah, he got banged up this year. A lot of quarterbacks did. Played 20 games last year as a rookie with broken ribs. Broke his ribs in that Carolina game and still played 20 games. Tough as fucking nails. So I'm not really tripping on Eagles fans or any other fan that wants to have jokes right now, because as fans, that's what we're supposed to do. We're going to kick you while you're down. We're going to kick you while you're bleeding. But what I really hope is that he survives long enough to see us next year, because if he's alive next year and we are good, I promise I will be the one to put the nail in his fat ass coffin.
Oh, man. That's Black Gritty, though, man. He puts a lot of good content.
Shout out to the brother, man. No, it's all love. Ain't no disrespect.
Yeah, I get it, man. I mean, hey, it's trash talking. That's what we do, you know, in these type of games. But so yeah, I see. I hear the disappointment in you and the Commanders. It's just been a very disappointing year, man. Very disappointing. I mean, with the injuries, that's the one thing I will give y'all is the injuries. Like, other than that, I'll be dog walking y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? But y'all had so many goddamn injuries, especially even to the quarterback. Like, I just don't feel right. Like dog walking y'all like I want to. I just don't feel right. But I will say, I think your owner fucked up. I think he made a big mistake because he went in all for it. He went in for it.
I don't agree with that, but I
think he did. I think he did. I think not all in, but he put a couple of veterans around that he thought they were a few pieces away. Any team would do it, and he traded away, you know, a lot of draft capital because he thought that this team would be right back in the NFC Championship game, and that if we got a left tackle, we got another weapon, or if we got another lockdown cornerback to stop this person or that person, that it'll take them over, you know, the hump. And not just me. I heard a lot of analysts, you know, say it too, but don't mean they right. But that's just my thoughts on it. I feel like they went all in and it backfired. And it's not the only team. It happened to the Giants. Yeah. Remember when they went to the playoffs that year and we played them, we beat them. They went all in, and you know it was never the same since. But they are starting to get stuff back together though. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna disagree with that only because when you look at the contracts that we brought in free agency, there wasn't much in free agency to deal with anyway. We knew we needed a left tackle. They were trying to go after the brother from the Ravens. His name is escaping me right now. He was a day away from hitting free agency, but then he ended up signing back with the Ravens. We knew we wanted a left tackle. There were things that we wanted to give long-term money to, and then things that we knew that we were going to kind of put pieces to build toward the future. No, when you look at our contract situations, we're not in contract hell with any player on that team. You have a lot dumping off this year, a lot of one-year veterans that are dumping off. Now, what I will say is this: third year means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at the Tunsil trade. I'm not mad at the Marshawn Lattimore trade. And I'm going to tell you why, because he swung. Now, I mean, we were doing our thing last year. We had a lot of momentum. Obviously, Benjamin St-Juste was not the answer. And a lot of fans at the time, and I'm talking about in our fan base, I don't know what people were saying outside of the base, but I know in our fan base, we were excited to get a Marshawn Lattimore because we thought that a piece like that would help propel us. Now, when he came out there and played, wasn't the case. He came out here last year, wasn't the case. So Adam Peters swung, and he missed on Marshawn. And hindsight's 2020. You know what I mean? If he'd have swung, he'd have been a genius. He missed. Now he's a dumbass. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you saying that, but that's what fans, you know what I mean? That's what they say. I'm not mad at the Laramie Tunsil trade. I'm not even mad at the Debo trade because that was a 4th-round draft pick. Yeah, you get a lot of value out of the 4th round now. So like I said, hindsight's 2020. But if he'd have went out there with his full complement of weapons, we may have seen a different Debo. I'm not going to throw so much on them because we're not in contract and cap hell. You know what I mean? Next year, we need to bring in some top-end talent. I would like to see what we do with that draft pick. Are we going to grab a blue-chip player? Are we going to trade it for more draft assets later on? I still think that the jury is still out on the regime, on the organization, and I think it's an incomplete product to sit back and judge what we have. I know a lot of people are judging our 1st and 2nd-year draft picks that they drafted. And a lot of them
I was getting to that. Yeah.
A lot of them last week were stepping up. Ben Sennett played well. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt played well. Mikey Sanders still played well. Brandon Coleman came in relief of Laramie Tunsil and played well. These are all 1st and 2nd-year players that were out there doing their thing. Josh Connolly Jr., 22 years old, fucking still got Similac in the back of his head. He's playing well. So the young talent is playing well. Even though if you listen to the fan base of some of the people, you would think that they fucking sucked and we had the worst draft in the last 2 years. So
I mean, they weren't good. I mean, I would say from what I've seen, like all those draft picks weren't great all year, right? Like they was dog walking Sanders Strill, they was dog walking Drozell Newton, they was dog walking Sennett up until last week, correct?
Who was dog walking?
The fan base.
Our fan base, right?
Yeah, y'all fan base. Yeah,
they're fucking stupid.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right. I'm not saying you said it. They stupid. They want to run their mouth and think we're supposed to have all pro players, and nobody's supposed to develop, and nobody's supposed to learn, and nobody's supposed to grow. The one person out of all these drafts that I'll say that I'm looking at is Jazon Newton, because we thought that we stole him out of Chicago, or when he played for the Fighting Illini. He was a beast. He was quick. He was doing it, and everything that he did in college and everything that we drafted him for is not producing on the field. Is that defensive line coaching? Is that developing? Maybe. Or maybe he just came out. He had 2 first surgeries. His feet weren't good. Maybe he's just a damaged product and he's not who we thought he was going to be. You know what I mean? I'm still going to give him time, but that's the one that I'm looking like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I still think it's an incomplete product. We got to see. But these fans, man, I say it a lot of these fans, because some of them now, you go buy a blue check on Twitter, you start throwing you get a little emotion. Now you think you were part of the beat report. You think you were part of the team, and you sitting there interviewing these niggas every fucking week, and you in the locker room seeing what's going on. Y'all don't know shit, but y'all create these narratives, and these shits gain legs and gain traction. And now you got celebrity athletes on their podcast talking about it. The shit hits ESPN and all these other places, and it's like, bro, sometimes y'all do more harm than good. And I understand y'all trying to grab views or whatever. I get the game. But it's like, do y'all love the team or do y'all love the views? Because some of this shit is so premature. And I'm not saying you got to kiss everybody's ass. I'm not saying Adam Peters does not deserve criticism or we don't expect what we expect. I'm going to do a video on Dan Quinn that's going to ruffle some feathers in our fan base. It ruffled some of my feathers when I looked at it. I'm going to keep it toward the back end of the season so we have some content. But I think people are really going to enjoy it because I got some questions about Dan Quinn. As much as I like him and as much as I want to see him succeed, when you look at the last 10 years of Super Bowl winners, and you look at their coaching, and you look at their coaching resumes, I don't know if Dan Quinn compares to that, but we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks or so. I got a video ready for that. But man, I still think it's just we still got to see. It's still a incomplete product that we're seeing on the field right now. Now, if we were healthy this year and we were 4-10, Yeah, you got something to say. But I honestly believe if we were healthy this year, that we'd be sitting here with 7 wins right now and in the playoff run. I'm not gonna sit there and say we're gonna be first, and I don't see us at 11-3. No, but 7-6. You know what I mean? Somewhere around there, yeah, for sure.
What do you think about, like, because a lot of people are criticizing the age too, like the age of the players that were brought back. Like Zach Ertz, he played good. Like Devon Miller's, Austin Eckler, who's out. Like, that's what people I think were talking about. Like, hold on, like, okay, I get it, but why don't y'all move off of these players and bring younger players in and replenish those players? Because they ended up getting hurt anyway. I mean, not that you would know that. You know what I'm saying?
As far as Zach Ertz is concerned, I think he was having one of the best years in the last few years up until that knee injury. That sucked. You know what I mean? And then when I asked the question, who were we going to bring in to replace Zach Ertz? There wasn't really any tight ends out there in free agency. We weren't going to draft a blue chip tight end at 28.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So 29, wherever we was at. So that was what it was. If anybody has criticism about the DN position, I'm listening. You know what I mean? Because we had a situation where we could have grabbed Demarcus Lawrence, who did his thing yesterday in Seattle against the Rams.
I could have had DK Metcalf.
I'm cool on DK, man.
Think so? Him and Terry wouldn't have been crazy.
Had Terry. We ain't paying both of them. We wouldn't have paid them both.
Yeah,
I don't think we'd have paid them both because he had to. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Seattle have to trade? Didn't my bad? Didn't Pittsburgh have to give up draft capital as well?
Yeah,
so they had to give up draft capital and give him over $100 million. I just don't see it, man. Now, if he was a free agent, bring him in. If Pickens gets us to free agency and he lands with, and I'm just going to throw it out, the Eagles or something, and the fan base wants to give Adam Peters criticism, go right for it. I don't think he hits free agency, but so be it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at how it was constructed and the players that we could have had. It's like, damn, it wasn't like we had a free agency crop that was crazy. That's why we was giving jokers 1-year contracts. But I will say, okay, you want to give some criticism to the DN position? Go right ahead. I agree with you. You want to say that we might have kept Bobby Wagner a year too long? Maybe. Hindsight's 2020. He played great last year. He was an all-pro.
Right.
We thought that we had to put nucleus together. Ends up his legs are a little more shot than we thought. I don't see him. Now, if we bring back Zach Ertz next year, which I don't see happening because of the injury, and maybe that helps us, right? And I'm sorry to say that, but maybe that helps us move off of him. And we bring back a Bobby Wagner next year, I'm going to be the first one to go, what the fuck are we doing? Because now there's no excuses. We got to bring in young talent. You've raised and you developed a Jordan McGee to take over the reins of middle linebacker once Bobby Wagner leaves. He'll be in year 3 next year. He should be fully capable to go ahead and take that over. You have some free agencies in free agency this year at the tight end position that look very interesting, young tight ends as opposed to a Zach Ertz. And where else are we talking about? Running back, we need a fresh running back. I wasn't a biggest fan of Austin Eckler, but at the same time, we signed him to a 2-year deal. So we didn't re-sign him last year. He was already on the team. I think he's done as well. So I do think that this team gets much younger next year. I do think we still keep around some depth and some veteran talent. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Von Miller came back next year. And I'm not saying he comes back as a first or second, as a third or fourth type, and it wouldn't surprise me if he wouldn't. But I don't see this Eckler's coming back. I don't see the Zach Ertz coming back. I don't see the Bobby Wagner's coming back. I don't see Antonio Hamilton at 32 years old as a cornerback. I don't see a lot of the old players that we have this year coming in. I think now it is time to kind of usher in the youth. But I'm not mad at even some of the veteran players that were brought in, because a lot of them helped us, as opposed to the Austin Eckler, maybe not, because he got hurt the second game of the season. But a lot of the veterans that came in produced. So I'm not mad at it, man.
Yeah, and that's you got to get younger and better.
Yeah,
this off season, not a lot of draft capital, but maybe I don't know if any trade can be made to get more. But I don't think it's as bad. It's never as bad as it looks.
Right.
It's just that when you're getting better, other teams are trying to get better too.
Yeah. For
sure. You know what I mean? Like the Rams, but the Rams, they could be. I think Stafford is almost done, bro.
Stafford is done.
Yeah, he's done. If they win the Super Bowl this year, he might hang it up. But there's a lot of other teams that could be up and coming. So we'll see. One thing I will say is about the playoff picture, man, especially on the AFC side, though. It's a lot of people in there with no experience going into the playoffs. I'm gonna see how that shakes out.
You have no idea who's coming out of the AFC right now, dog.
Right?
No idea. Can you sit back and honestly say Buffalo is the team to beat? No.
Nope.
I mean, New England gave him hell 2 games. You know what I mean? Denver's defense is off the chain. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm for the first time, I'm very excited to watch the AFC playoffs because I've never really been too excited to watch the AFC playoffs and shit. I'm gonna be watching this year because I have no idea who's gonna win that joint.
Ain't nobody got the Patrick Mahomes excuse.
Nope.
No more. You can go right on there. And if I had to pick now, I'll probably pick the Broncos, even though I do not want to see them motherfuckers win. You know what I mean? I just don't like them. You know, but nevertheless.
I'm reading the comment.
What'd she say? Damn.
Oh man, that motherfucker from Texas. He don't give a shit, boy.
He got like 8 sacks, don't he? Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he's not what he used to be. I'm talking about you got to bring him in on 3rd and 14 and let him go hunt. And then go get his ass down. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit I'm trying to see him in next year if he does come back. But I agree with you, brother. Let's get him to a bar. He can go to my barber. Just cut all that shit off. It's over.
Right. Well, yeah, he's going against Fred Johnson this week, not Lane Johnson. So he might have a shot.
Yeah, if on 3rd and 14, if we got him out there every play, motherfucker gonna be gassed and he gonna make him look like a damn all-pro left tackle. But we'll see. All-pro right tackle, excuse me. But we'll see.
Right. So Deron Payne is still winning. Then what's the other guy? What's the other guy I got?
Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, big boy.
But we're missing Eddie Goldman, who we signed to a 1-year deal out of Atlanta. He was real great for us in the run, especially down in the middle. He's out with a concussion. That's a big deal. Because that's a big rotational piece.
Injury, the mug, damn.
He got a concussion last week, so he's out too. That's a big, like I said, Eddie Goldman may not be a household name, but I'm telling you, as a fan of this team, that's a big deal. If you start seeing us gashing us in the middle, once Deron and Kinlaw goes out, it's because Eddie Goldman is not there. That was a real good piece in our run game. Now, if the Eagles are smart, y'all attack the edges. Y'all running tosses and crackbacks and all that shit because we have nothing to give on the edge. Y'all stay out of that middle and hit the edge, but we'll see what happens.
Our tackles have been playing. A lot of, particularly that left side, hasn't been playing that good. And we will have a penalty or something at the worst time. So it's just like it could turn into a real ugly game. I don't know what the weather's going to be.
Let me check.
You know,
it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Did the Eagles fans buy the tickets yet?
I sold the tickets. I still got a parking pass. If anybody needs a parking pass, holla at me.
Hey, and the Eagles fans, they're going down that joint, man.
Oh, you know, they're gonna come down in droves, you know what I'm saying? And what the fuck am I doing? I'm looking at the weather for tomorrow, right? It's in DC.
Yeah, the weather.
It's in DC. Let me see. I got this journal. All right, Landover tomorrow will be 45 degrees. Are we straight? It's football weather.
Not windy. Don't say the wind. Oh, okay.
Wind gust about. Nah, we good. It should be a normal game tomorrow.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, man.
Right now, it looks like the Eagles are gonna have the San Francisco 49ers in the first round. A lot of people say they're not. They're a fluke. I haven't really watched any games in San Francisco to be able to tell you. You think they're any good this year? Or they had
I've been one, and you've been on their train. You were high on San Francisco earlier in the year, and I wasn't buying it. And they're here, and a lot of people are saying they're dangerous. I have not watched a lot of their games. I don't know what they're putting on the field. They're just about as injured as we are, and they're still sitting in this position, man. So I just give
they schedule though. I heard their schedule was light.
That could be the case too, man. I don't have. They're like I have no answers about San Francisco right now, man. I really don't know, but they're playing well. You know what I'm saying? And their coaching staff got them believing, so you got to watch out for them. But out of the 3 teams in the NFC West that are going to be in there, I'm worried about them the least. But I ain't going to play them either, so I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Last before we get up out of here, man. They got to roll. Let's go prediction for tomorrow.
God damn
game. Score predictions.
God damn it. All right.
This might be y'all Super Bowl if y'all win this joint. Y'all
gonna
be locker room and shit.
It ain't gonna be my Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. Don't listen to them corny ass fans on Twitter because it won't be mine. I tell you that. We will. That would take our record to 5-10. That ain't. I smelled the Super Bowl last year when we were 60 minutes away. That smelled a lot better than 5-10. So,
yeah.
But 27-21 Philly. As much as that hurts, I think we keep the game close. I think we keep it interesting. I think it kind of looks like the first game last year, to where we have a little momentum. We're doing our thing. The game looks like it's going to get close, and eventually the better team with the better roster just goes ahead and takes over. Maybe, you know what I mean? We're driving to go at, maybe it's 21-21 in the fourth, and we're driving, and Marcus sack fumbles or throws an interception or something like that, and y'all go ahead and finish out the game. I think it'll be close and competitive, but I see y'all pulling it out 27-21.
Right. And I was watching somebody put on Twitter the clip the game y'all won last year against us. Jaden Daniels was playing so well.
Crazy, yeah.
Well, like just to see him compared to this year, it's like night and day, man. Like the runs he was making, the passes he was making, he was just so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think he can get back to it. You know, he's got to put the right pieces around him and whatnot, and had the right coaches. But yeah, it's a clip up there. But anyway, I'll pick the Eagles 21-13.
Okay.
I'm not really buying us scoring over 21 at this point until I see it. Our game's gonna have to be one like that, I think. If we're gonna go anywhere, low scoring, defensive battles, something like that. I'm not buying the big offensive explosions and shit like that. Our offense has not been, somebody put 28-0. Our offense ain't been that. It just hasn't been that. As much as I want it to be that, it just hasn't been that, man. Especially with our running game not going like that. We put ourselves in a lot of third and longs, a lot of second and longs. Like we first down, we losing yards, or we're not getting any on first down. That's just the way it's been this year. And I'm happy if we get 1 yard on first down instead of losing 3. So that's what I'll go with, man, is my score.
All right, real quick before I get up out of here. What you say? You said 21-13.
Yeah.
All right, that's probably about right. Shit. All right, real quick before we get out of here. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul tonight on Netflix. I think the fight's going to start about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm going to holler at you throughout the day because we got some time. I like to do like a reaction after the fact, but let me see what our schedules look like. But real quick, man, who you got?
Anthony Joshua going to break that motherfucker's neck.
What round?
If it's not staged, he better be careful. Anthony Joshua will put you in a fucking body bag.
Yeah. He
better be careful. I hope it's not staged. Speaking of that, I gotta pay my Netflix subscription. Nigga ain't gonna be like shit.
Get that shit. I think the same. I think that if Anthony Joshua comes out serious and he comes out ready to fight and he takes Jake Paul serious, I think he puts him to sleep in 2-3 rounds.
Yep.
And I think Jake Paul comes out of that a winner regardless.
Yep.
If he comes out of that healthy. If he don't come out of that with a serious head injury, I think he ends up winning regardless of what the outcome of it is. Because you went up against you didn't place no puffy, retired MMA fighter in a boxing match. Now you faced one of the best heavyweights in the last 10, 15 years, a knockout artist, 6'6", 240, somebody that's trying to kill you. So The fact that you got in the ring with him, kudos to you. And I'm praying, man, that it isn't fixed. Because if it is fixed and we kind of get the feel, it don't even have to be fixed. If we get a feeling that something ain't right about this can destroy boxing. Because boxing's already kind of on a hill, man. Like the Pitbull fight versus my man from DC, my name's escaping me right now. That did like 55,000 tickets. Yeah, Lamont Roach. That did like 55,000 on pay-per-view. People aren't buying boxing anymore, bro. So,
views? Like people bought that's it?
Pay-per-view buys, about 55.
Wow.
So boxing ain't where it used to be anymore, man. So this type of shit is important. And I think they just want to see something legitimate. They want to know that they're not getting fucking swindled. You know what I mean? So if we get any of that feeling, this could hurt boxing. But if it isn't, I see Joshua in 3 rounds, bro. I really do.
Yeah. Take this last one, man. Function.
He said, if Eagles have a shutout, Washington will have a new head coach in 2026. Function, with all due respect, you don't know what you're talking about.
Quinn's out of there next year.
They've already said that everybody's coming back. They've already kind of attributed it to a bad year, a health year. No one's going anywhere. But you said 28-0, and you think that you're going to get shut out, and they very well may be. No one's going nowhere. And he's just talking shit. Much love to you. Yeah. Kiss my ass, man. If we win 28-0, no, when I come out of work, I'm going to be looking right for you, Function. It ain't going to happen, but I'm coming for your ass.
Yeah, we do. We ain't doing shit in the playoffs, man. We got to wrap this shit up. But anyway, man, great show. I need got to get rolling, man.
Yes, sir.
Great show. Appreciate all of y'all. Salute to you, Function.
Yes,
and everybody else that dropped in today. Check back with us. Maybe tonight we'll see what happens after the fight or tomorrow after the game if we got time. But just subscribe to the channel. That way, whatever we do, you guys be locked in.
Indeed.
I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Out.